Alright, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the stream. Thanks for dropping in. How's everyone's day going today? Hopefully it's going good. Welcome to the stream, Jamie. Glad to have you back. I think we're going to play some Beacon Pines. Been playing it for a few streams, and I think we're getting pretty close to the end. I'm not sure, but hopefully we can finish this game out tonight. Been a lot of fun. I like the twists and turns that are going on, the mystery behind everything. The town keeps getting destroyed by mysterious freeze. There's several different paths, and we've figured out who is behind destroying the town, and turns out it was our gran. But maybe not our gran. Some kind of mystery there, because we found an obituary for our gran, dated to the time that she showed up. The mother is still missing. We haven't heard any further details on the mom missing. So there's still plenty for us to figure out. Game has been a lot of fun. Love the art style. Kind of like a water paint. The Baldur's Gate 3 came out. Not sure about playing it. I know it's really popular. It seems like a game maybe I would be into. I've always been into like the Diablo series. Baldur's Gate definitely is more role based into the D&D world. Just don't know if I want to sink a lot of time into it. Probably be a lot of fun, but I might pass it by for a while. Maybe wait for it to calm down a little bit, pick it up at a later date. Been debating on what to play next after Beacon Pines is finished up. Loaded a few options. Thinking I do have the Walking Dead Telltale games. I never finished them. I played a lot of it, but never finished it. Way back in the day. I'm also thinking about going back through and playing the Gears of War games. Just doing the campaigns. Don't really care about the multiplayer or anything, but I think the campaigns could be fun. I only played the first 3 when they first came out with a buddy of mine. We played co-op through all of the first 3 games. So it might be fun to revisit them after, 15 years or however long it's been. All right. Okay, I got the game loaded up. Sure. Okay. Let me pause this and we will jump into the game. Make sure There's game audio. Okay. So we gotta locate the source, which we know is the well, town square. All right. It can get awful cold out there in those woods, Luca. Probably best you two stay put and conserve your energy. Help's on the way. Where's Rollo? Where's my mom? Did you kill her? Oh, heavens no. Do I seem like a killer to you?
Iggy and Luca shared a skeptical look.
Well, do I? Aw, shucks. Now that hurts my feelings. Screw that guy. Okay. We found out that this is the real Beacon Pines. That the one that we were living in was a fake one. Wait a minute. This is the original town. And that means...
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
What's that? Long story. So a few years back, I came into possession of some premium grade fireworks. Not a wimpy firecracker stuff they give kids. The good stuff. So why did you bury it under a tree? That's the long part of the story. You and Rollo were doing chores at Rollo's chicken coop. You guys pissed me off for some reason or another.
Luca rolled his eyes with realization.
No, you didn't.
Iggy stifled a chuckle.
Yep. I just wanted to give you guys a little scare. But, like I said, these were some primo fireworks. So you might underestimated things. You blew up the chicken coop? I prefer to think of it as an incendiary redecoration. Sorry, but you should have seen the looks on your faces. Rollo got grounded for months, which is why I needed to stash the evidence and lay low. So I buried him under that tree. But when I came back for him later, they were gone. I figured some grown-up found them and tossed them.
Iggy triumphantly raised the shoebox.
Turns out, it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was us. Unbelievable. Do you think this is a game? News flash, Boyle. You're not a hero. You're a little brat who is in way over his head. A hero is just someone who refuses to give up. Comics these days are rotting children's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman superhero. I was always partial to Hank Atomic myself. Is that so? Do you really think you have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are. Prepare for blast-off, loser. Crooked. Just like this whole stinking place. Oh. I'm gonna explore around a little bit more. Before we deal with the giant pit. Okay, anything up here? Doesn't look like there's anything up here. Alright, what we got?
Luca and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Echo, 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 echo. Whoa. I can see why they wanted to move us all out of the town now. But why would they dig a giant hole? I think this is it. This is the source? It's a dang hole. How do we smash a hole? Oh, it is much more than that, my annoying little friend. Kerr, where's Rollo? I wasn't lying before. He's safe. Well, safer than you two, at least. Drats, it's cold. You just had to drag me all the way out here, didn't you?
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it? What did you do to our town? What is all of this? Well, that's a doozy of a question. This is the source, where they collect the unrefined,
Kerr scratched the back of his head.
Honestly, boys, I don't understand any of this well enough to explain it. Fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know. What do you mean you don't know? Ain't you in charge? Oh, heavens no. My role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various complications. Complications like us? You are a smart boy.
His face contorted into a saccharine grin.
It really is nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others are simply obstacles along the way. Seems like you were destined to be a creepy lackey. The point is that we all play our part in life. Mine just happened to be a lead in the role of a lifetime. And you happen to be extras, ready for your curtain call. We aren't giving up without a fight. Your smile's not going to be so winning after we're done with you. Now, boys, there's no need for melodrama. Makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a bit.
Kerr snapped his fingers.
Scene change. There, that's better. Deal with them.
Iggy turned to Luca with a sly glance.
Why are you smirking? Because I have a box full of fireworks, and you don't.
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Stop! Let's not do anything regrettable. Joke's on you. Regret is one of my specialties. Out of curiosity, what would happen if I threw these in your precious hole? Nothing. Nothing at all. You're a terrible liar. I'll have you know, I'm an exceptional liar. That's far enough.
Iggy plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
Stop, you fool. Call off your goons.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Very well. You can all head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll handle these two from here.
Mr. Kerr sighed into the frigid air.
It's just us now, Iggy. You can put that down. What, like this?
With a nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
Uh-oh. Ooh, look at his face. That's great. He is scared out of his mind now. Whoa.
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luca.
Uh-oh.
Iggy tried to twist away, but in the struggle they both tumbled over the side. Luca dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it slipped. His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child. What have you done? Luca, listen to me. Hold on tight and use the walkie-talkie to come call them back. How? What channel do I use? Doesn't make a damn difference. They're always listening. If you do that, the clipboards will just haul us up and snag us both. The only way you get out of this is if Kerr's out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself. If he lets go, we both die. I don't want to die, but seeing the look on your face almost makes it worth it. Mr. Kerr, you've had a long life. Why don't you actually do something selfless and just let go?
Mr. Kerr gasped with insult.
Long life? I'll have you know, I can still play 25. You should have heard me sing the part of Phileas Young.
With a wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
Dum dum, dum dum dum. Wow. Can you believe this guy?
Luca's hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Kerr, just let go. No can do. If you want to save your friend, you'll have to save me too. Luca, look at me. It's okay.
Luca felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
You aren't going to kill your friend like that, are you?
Every muscle in Luca's body burned.
I'm not his friend. Yes, you are. Nah, I'm just a no-good bully. Like you, Kerr. Iggy, no.
Luca felt his hand slipping.
And I told you what you need to do with bullies. I can't. It's your only way out of this mess. Two birds with one stone. Makes sense for us to fall together. Wackadoos travels in pack.
A calm settled over Iggy's face.
Luca, let me do this.
Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
Let me do the right thing for once. Luca had no choice but to refuse Iggy's request or accept. What do we do? What should we do first? Refuse the request or accept it? Looks like we're going to refuse the request. All right. Let's see what happens.
Luca had no choice but to refuse Iggy's request. He tightened his grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket. A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face. That's a good lad. Now, radio for help. Iggy begged Luca with his eyes one last time, but Luca pressed the button and called out. We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboards. Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you? Mirror, now. A clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror, and Mr. Kerr began preening his tousled hair. Ah, that's better. Mr. Van Horn, I applaud your sharp thinking under duress. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away.
The founder?
A swarm of hands overpowered Luca. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was pulled over his head was the defeated look on Iggy's face. The end. I think if this was one of those times where doing the right thing was the wrong thing.
All right. So now we go back and accept it.
Luca had no choice but to accept Iggy's request.
See what happens.
With a quiet blink, Luca watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void. As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Good.
The two silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
Oh, fireworks. Hell, goodbye, Iggy. Luca, you should really step back. What? Quickly. Curious. But of course. Those fireworks of Iggy's must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives. Not until you tell me what just happened. Your friend's sacrifice just saved this town. For a little while, anyway. How? I'm not even gonna pretend to pronounce that word. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself. But doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings. A useful side product of this property being, by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade. So the gunk makes things cold and the fireworks made the hull freeze over? That's one way of putting it. Yes. As dumb luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would have happened in that case.
We have some idea what that would look like.
Yeah, when we watched Gran blow it up last time. It will take them a good while to safely break through and access the source again. If you know all this stuff, why haven't you been helping? I have been, in my own way. Each of us has our role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy us precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait. Wait for what? You. Me? Why? What's my role?
A fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
Luca Van Horn, you are going to save the world.
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west. Dumbfounded, Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued in Beacon Pines, Pines Harder.
What? That has to be a joke, right?
Revenge served cold.
Oh my gosh.
Second time's a charm?
Okay. So, 2 charm. They're lit up.
Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good? I was even starting to like Iggy. No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels. Let's go back and find something more definitive.
Alright. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. No. Okay, so I can go up here. Okay, fire and ice. This is where Gran blew up the place. And there's nothing back here at the beginning. Okay. So now we're going to jump back over here where we confronted Gran from throwing her torch or whatever into the pit. And that froze over the place. But I think instead we're actually, now that we know the fireworks work, we can grab the box of fireworks and use those instead. Maybe. Or we can just plug in that humming thing. Amid a blur of emotions and memories, Luca's mind flooded with questions. The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage, and in the stillness he began to hum.
And in the stillness, he began to hum. After the death of his father, Luca had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind. The only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay. That melody pervaded every memory Luca had of his mother. Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud. Gran lowered the torch, listening closely. As recognition slowly set in, her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out. A few steps toward Luca was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note.
This is nice. I wonder how long it goes on for. Or do I need to press something? I don't want to interrupt it. Okay, I'm going to press spacebar.
Luca lifted his head in astonishment. The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
How do you know? I'm so sorry, my little buckaroo. Buckaroo? The only people who call me that are my dad and your mother.
Luca blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying to see more clearly. He could just make out the impression of a familiar face. He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees. Something about her was undeniably his mother. Only smaller, older, changed.
Wait, what? Mom? That's right, buckaroo. Mom!
Luca sprinted as fast as he could toward his mother.
So his mom has been living as his grandma?
They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
Eleanor? I thought you were gone? You should have known I would never abandon my son.
Eleanor looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
Wow. You're a smart man, Joseph. Thought you'd have pieced it together by now. You were exposed. Mom, I don't understand any of... Oh. So Mom was exposed to the toxic waste. And it aged up. Gran was dead. We saw that in the obituary. So Mom just took her place. What happened to you? Where did you go? Why did you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luca. Why did you lie to me? It tore me up, Luca, but I did it to keep you safe. I thought that getting answers would help us both move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought I was gone. You could have trusted me. These are bad people, Luca. They won't stop until they get what they want. And they don't care who they hurt in the process. Then what do? We have to stop them.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
They can't be stopped. This is too big. I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with fire.
For the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now. There's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold, hard truth.
Luca gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow, as if searching it for answers.
Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash. Wow. You don't understand. He always wins.
Chapter 9. The Devil You Know. 7 months ago. Eleanor Van Horn crept down the maze of sterile hallways under perennial harvest. She stopped in front of the large steel door marked Deep Engineering. No turning back now. She raised a trembling hand. The stolen keycard worked as promised, and the door buzzed open with mechanical efficiency. She was immediately hit with the smell of disinfectant. It was some sort of laboratory. In one corner was a desk covered in papers. Across the room stood a tall metal pod with hoses protruding from its base. She rushed to the desk and began shifting through the piles of papers. They were experiment reports on something called Tempus Liquamen. There were dozens of them, every one stamped failed. Eleanor heard the sharp echo of footsteps approaching. She was out of time. Her eyes scanned the room, eventually landing on the strange pod. Muttering a curse under her breath, she dashed over and dove inside.
It looks like we're back to modern day. And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I'm tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? This man is a liar. Excuse me? I will not. This town has a dangerous secret, and perennial harvest only exists to keep it hidden. Nonsense. They They picked up the whole damn town and moved it right under our noses. You aren't making any sense, dear.
Mr. Kerr addressed the crowd with a sarcastic tone.
Imagine such a thing. It's absurd and just plain impossible. They promised they could fix the foul harvest. They told us they would clean this place up. We just had to leave the town for a few days. But while they had us evacuated, Mrs. Hartford, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to... You're afraid of a lot of things, aren't you? You sniveling little worm. This is growing tiresome. A little help, please? Don't you all see? This festival is a sham. An excuse to have the whole town gather in one place. They're planning something awful. I don't know what, but these people are wicked. Don't listen to her. She has absolutely no proof. I am the proof. I'm Eleanor Van Horn.
Whispers filtered through the crowd.
Well, aren't you just sneaky as the dickens? We all knew Valentine's fertilizer was too good to be true. And now this whole town is paying the price. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so sorry about this disruption. My associates will take this obviously disturbed woman somewhere comfortable so that she can get the help she needs. She's not the one who's disturbed. You two-timing clown. You all know there's something wrong with this town. It was just easier to look the other way. The truth is... That's quite enough, Mr. Nuncreed.
Torment dragged on Joseph Nuncreed's face.
Yes, sir. Take them away. No, I want them to see this. The ever tempestuous Eleanor Van Horn. Been quite the thorn in my side, like a weed that's burrowed in where it doesn't belong. I must confess, you look dreadful.
He paused for a moment, plucking a piece of fuzz from his sweater and discarding it to the ground.
Consider yourself in rare company. You've managed to pull one over on me. It won't happen again. I knew you had some sort of plan to disrupt our little party, but alas, I expected something a bit more impressive than incoherent rambling. No matter, your failures are yours to bear. Mr. Kerr. Yes, sir. It's a shame it was cut short, but I thank you for that rousing oratory. I'll take it from here. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. You have done quality work for me, William. You can look forward to the recompense we agreed upon.
Kerr gave a bow of deference.
Founder, you are most gracious.
Gasps rippled through the crowd.
Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket. In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
You can all call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
Sharper's supposed to be dead.
A hushed horror gripped the crowd. This is a story about change.
What? No! So you didn't see that coming. Good.
Sharper examined his new hands.
Well, this is quite the improvement. Everything looks so much smaller now. Eleanor was right about one thing. This festival was a ruse. I wanted you all to witness my glorious return with your own eyes. Why does everyone look so downtrodden? This is a celebration, people. Maybe it would help if we set the mood. Mr. Kerr, be a dear and reveal the sign. Ha! Wonderful.
Sharper choked out a crude squawk of a laugh. Frustrated grumbles sprinkled through the crowd.
Sharper, you malicious bastard. Ooh, malice. Glad you're back, so I can tell you to your face. You destroyed this town. Ain't gonna let you get away with it again. Sorry, this is not the time for audience participation. Some assistance, Mr. Kerr.
William Kerr gave a subtle nod to the clipboards.
You coward. Does anyone else have something to contribute?
A helpless quiet settled over the crowd.
I thought so. You all truly believe you could be free of me? A town of complete and utter fools? You people should be celebrating my return. You clearly lost without me. And that leads me nicely to my children. Daddy? I gave you both the greatest gift a parent can give. The opportunity to prove yourselves in my absence. Squandered. To say I am disappointed would be an understatement. But Silence, Augustus. An adult is speaking. I don't know which is worse, a son who is completely hopeless, or a daughter with such potential who inevitably lets me down. Eris, you fail me with admirable consistency. Thankfully, I was counting on it this time. Father, have been wasting time, my dear. What have you accomplished? I was focusing on cementing our legacy. Legacy? Who needs a legacy when you can live forever? But what about... That's all right, kiddo. I'm afraid you suffer from a complete lack of imagination. There's just no helping it. Now then, where's Joseph? You didn't take the opportunity to slip off, did you? Ah, there he is. Everyone should give him a hand. None of this would have been possible without Joseph. I think you've said enough. Nonsense. The people deserve to know how helpful and loyal you've been. Only did what I did because he left me no choice. You always had a choice, Joseph. You were simply too weak to take it. No matter. Cheer up. You are about to be rich beyond your wildest dreams. You should follow Mr. Kerr's example. When I found him, he was in a sorrier state than any of you. An aging actor, desperate to recapture his youth. He played his part, and soon he'll be able to play the leading man again. Forever, in fact, if he remains loyal. That goes for all of you. Well, those who haven't already frittered away my goodwill. Beacon Pines is mine again, and I am willing to share its spoils in exchange for absolute loyalty. Are you saying William Kerr was never in charge of Perennial Harvest? You think that puffed up blatherskite could have accomplished all this? Don, I suppose it's time for your big exclusive.
Sharper addressed the crowd with indignant pride. He'd planned this moment for so long that now, at the deed's fruition, it almost felt frivolous.
You see, I needed a figurehead to hold things down while I orchestrated my return. Someone to misdirect, lie, and bilk this town for a spell. So I invented William Kerr. Take your bow. You've earned it.
Mr. Kerr flourished a preposterously elaborate bow.
Patrick C. Montesquieu, thespian extraordinaire at your service. Founder, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity. It was truly the role of a lifetime. Wait. So this Bill Kerr with Pat C the whole time? Now that your secret is out in the open, what's to stop this town from rising up against you? Oh, that's the delicious part. Fear. Thanks to our clipboards, I know what each and every person in this town fears most. I'll make those fears manifest for anyone who steps out of line. The choice is simple. I'm not afraid of you. The young hero. I've kept a keen eye on you, boy. You and your friends made a habit of disrupting my plans. What a pity. Things would have gone a bit differently. You might have had your moment of triumph. That's fate for you. You can't do this. Oh, but I can. I have won. Never underestimate what a great man can do, given time. And now time is my plaything. Perhaps the most expensive thing I've ever bought. But well worth it.
Sharper coughed up one final laugh and cracked his knuckles.
Enough chit-chat. Let's get to work, shall we?
And so, Sharper set about remaking the town in his own image.
Oh, shit.
The fertilizer factory soon reopened for business. Sales rose steadily as more and more farmers across the countryside began to swear by its miraculous properties. Beacon Pines became famous, a secretive town that, for the right price, shared its gifts with all. Gifts that became more and more necessary in a world where winters grew longer and longer. The end. This is wrong, but things are becoming clearer now. You can feel it, right? We can't let Sharper win. He might just be the key to this whole thing. Let's see.
Let's see here. Alright, so windows to a soul. Okay, so this is the moment, I think, when we came back to Nun Creed. He shoved us in the phone booth. And everything went black. Luca peered up at Mr. Nuncreed. Kind eyes warmed a stern face. There was a deeper emotion hiding beneath it all. It was subtle, but Luca could sense something eating away at him. There was a malice lurking behind those eyes.
There was a malice lurking behind those eyes. Like a trap ready to spring. Luca felt the weight of Nuncreed's hand on his shoulder. Something wasn't right. He didn't know why, but something was telling Luca to get out of there.
I just want this to all be over. Of course. I'm sure it'll work out soon enough. I should get going. I told Roxy I'd check Rollo at the treehouse.
Luca twisted free of Nuncreed's grasp.
Of course. Luca, you know your dad and I were good friends back in the day. You can come to me with anything. Anything at all. Yeah, let's stay away from him from now on. Anything in here? That's crazy. Sharper's still alive in the other ranch. Right. Oh, there he is. He looked down and muttered in a gruff voice, Mama always told me my problems would look smaller once I grew up. But my problems always seem to grow right along with me. Heavens, I sense big trouble ahead. These festival decorations are a bit humdrum. Now, if I were to throw a festival, it would be a thing to behold. I agree. This is all more than a little sad. It's worse than sad. It's boring. What if we did a little something to spice things up? I'm listening. You know that festival sign waiting to be unveiled? It would be a shame if someone...
The two scurried off, eagerly formulating a plan.
Wonder if I should follow them. Oh, can I talk to Don? Let's go follow them. Thing. Nothing. Nothing. I'm guessing they ran back to the house over here.
The Valentine mansion loomed over every other building, both figuratively and literally.
Okay. No reason to follow them. We'll head back to town. Over here. Okay. Identify yourself, please. Nellie Modeville. I work here now. I'm unable to locate you on our staff roll. Oh, I don't officially start until tomorrow. Mr. Kerr said I could come in early tonight to get a few things done. Hold, please. Clearance authorized. Thank you. Our harvest awaits. I think that was... What's her name? Beck's mom? You could get a wrench to noggin sneaking up on a guy like that. Don't scare a man while he's junking, Sonny. Evening, Jeff. Isn't it kind of like to be junking? I might as well ask the same thing of you. Find anything good? Ever since Brion Harvest moved in, even the junk is trash. You can learn a lot about a person by looking at what they throw away. This bunch is all shredded paper and coffee cups. Well, I better get going. And see nothing if you didn't see nothing. See what? Exactly. Okay. And head to... Let's see if we have any new bait. We sure do.
Luca tied a bent nail onto the line. If all you have is a hammer...
There we go. What's that? It's a photo of you and Uncle Joseph. Let me see that. Huh. Look at those two young fools. How they end up at the bottom of the pond. Who could say? Some things are just hard to explain. I miss Uncle Joseph. How come he doesn't come fishing with us anymore? He's busy with his new job at Valentine's. What's a new job gotta do with him fishing with us? It's complicated. Like I said, some things are hard to explain. To the treehouse. Rolla?
He aired a long holler into the woods.
Rollo! Rollo, wherever you are, I hope you're okay.
Luca felt his eyes getting heavy and plopped into the beanbag. He conceded to its lumpy embrace. Once again, Luca found himself in a vast black expanse. This time, he knew exactly where to go. He took a single confident step forward. The world flickered and pulsed. He found himself standing in front of the frigid air of a blazing campfire. The source. He plopped down cross-legged and gazed into the cold flame, waiting. Soon enough, the fire began to die out, popping sporadically, until all that was left was a single ember. Luca stood up and dusted himself off. He plucked the glowing ember from the cold ash, examined it, and slid it into his pocket. A keepsake. The voice of his father spoke behind him. "You made me proud, Buckaroo." Luca turned to face him. "Dad, what is this place?" A warm grin grew across his father's face. "A place where everything that has been and everything that could be all wait together." Luca found himself staring at his father's face, trying as hard as he could to memorize every single detail. Wait? For what? Another voice spoke out as Luca's doppelganger stepped forward. "That's up to you." Without knowing why, Luca began to weep. Is any of this real? Are you real?" Luca's father bent down to smudge away a tear. "Of course. I'm as real as the part of you that misses me." Luca turned to look at the older version of himself. "And you?" The doppelganger choked back tears. "I'm as real as the part of you that's angry he's gone. Does that make sense?" Through his tears, Luca laughed. "I think so." His father pulled him in for an embrace. "Time to go, Buckaroo." Luca was startled from his dream by a banging on the floor.
Are you in there?
A commanding voice rumbled from below. Just as Luca sprang to lock the entry hatch, the door knocked open.
Uh-oh.
Chapter 5. Dangers big and small. Luca stumbled back. He heard the rope ladder creak under significant weight. Keeping his eyes fixed on the hatch, he inched backward to the balcony. As his hand grasped the door handle, Luca froze. A large figure clumsily wriggled up through the hole.
Stop right there. Or out. Sheesh, I know it's dark and all. I figured you'd recognize me. Who are you?
The large figure cocked its head inquisitively.
Stop now, or I'll clobber you with a baseball bat. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Take it easy. Luca, you need to get your eyes checked. It's me, Rollo. Nice try. But I know you aren't. Rollo, you're like one of his random uncles or something. Where is he? Uncle? Luca, quit messing around. It's me. It really is you. Prove it. Flaming chicken coop. Luca.
Luca's jaw dropped. He peered more closely at the man standing in front of him. Something about him was undeniably Rollo, only bigger, older, changed.
How? What happened to you? When I was running away, I ran into more people in those yellow suits. They grabbed me and dragged me away. What? Where did they take you? Don't know. They threw a bag over my head. It was cold and smelled like a swimming pool. I think it was an underground lab or something. They made my hands all big. Look.
Rollo proudly presented his hands to Luca.
Pretty sweet, right? I mean, it wouldn't be my first pick for a superpower, but beggars can't be choosers. Rollo, it wasn't just your hands. My feet too? Dang. Pa just made me new shoes. Wait, Luca, why are you so small?
Luca moved to the side and pointed Rollo to his reflection in the balcony window.
What the?
His hands shot up to his face.
Holy Toledo! Rollo, what did they do to you? They made me drink some sort of green crud. Ew. Actually, it wasn't too bad. It kind of tasted like licorice. I passed out and woke up like this, and then I sort of smashed open my cage and escaped. Whoa, you smashed open a cage? Kinda. At least I think I did. Oh, a bit of a blur. They had you in a cage? Who are these people? I don't know who did this to you, but we're going to fix it. Fix it? This is awesome. Well, I'm just glad you're safe now. Luca, you don't need to worry about me. Sure, I got snatched. But look at it this way. I got snatched. I know where snatched people go. We may finally have a lead on what happened to your family. Maybe you're right. Well, this all seems dangerous. Danger. Ha!
Rollo shadowboxed a few jabs.
I'll take them all on. Hey, fellas, what's up?
With a yelp, Rollo dove behind Luca.
Ah! Did I come at a bad time? Who the heck are you? This is Beck. Sorry, something truly bizarre just happened, and I need help. I didn't know where else to go. So, you're just hanging out here with your large adult friend? No, this is my buddy Rollo. This is your missing friend? One and the same. He seems a little old. I'll have you know, this is a recent development. What the heck does that mean? Oh, I'm sorry. You're the one who just showed up out of nowhere. So we'll be asking the questions here. That's fair. How did you find us? Your silly little treehouse? I think you mean our silly little mission control. Hate to break it to you, but your secret path isn't so secret. And I could hear your racket from a mile away. See, Luca? This is why we need to improve security around here. Not now, Rollo. Beck, you said something bizarre happened? Yeah, but...
She shot a nervous glance at Rollo.
Anything you can say around me, you can say around Rollo. This has been a weird day all around, hasn't it? Yep.
Beck's eyes narrowed.
Okay, so it all started when I made it back home. My first order of business was to try to salvage my hair. So I dyed it with some stuff from the chemistry set my mom gave me. just need to play it cool and hope no one notices. Notices what? Oh, nothing. I was just... Come over here and let me have a look. Oh, honey, what in the world did you do to your hair? I just kind of felt like a change. It's going to take forever to grow out. You were the one who said that change was a good thing, right? I was talking about your mother's new job. I was talking about us moving. Well, I guess I just took your lesson to heart.
Ilona tried to put on a smile.
Before I forget, I came up here to tell you that Nellie had to go into work. Tonight, her and Mr. Kerr decided it would be good for her to get some things done before tomorrow. And Mr. Kerr guy gives me a grade A creep. Beck. He is. Him and his weird cult of personality. You are not going to ruin this job for Nellie. It means too much to her. Oh, I know exactly how much it means to her. It means enough to her to exile her daughter to this podunk town. This place sucks. The people are weird. You just don't know them yet. It's always cold. We're in the mountains. You'll get used to it. Can't even pick up a single decent station on the radio. All banjo music and farm reports. You know, I grew up in a town not that different from this one. Is that why you're better at talking to plants than people? Okay. So here's what we're going to do. First of all, you're grounded. What? In the morning, I'll have Nellie come and see what we can do about fixing your hair. You need to look presentable for the festival. But not another peep.
She sighed, and after a moment, looked down at Beck sympathetically.
I know moving's hard, honey. That doesn't mean you have to make yourself miserable all the time. Other people seem to have that covered for me. Oh, and if you decide to rebel by dyeing your hair more...
She flashed a sly grin and tousled Beck's hair.
I'll just shave it off for you. Think of how rebellious you'll look then. Very funny. Thank you. Good night, sweetie. Good night, Mom. Wait. First of all, this town does not suck. Second, you need help because you got grounded? No. I'm sorry you got in trouble. My fault your hair got screwed up in the first place. Don't worry about it. I actually kind of like this look. Great. Can we get back to the story now? This next part is the important bit. I have this radio I upgraded with my mom. I was too angry to sleep. So I tried to dial in something worth listening to. Mr. Kerr, are you there? Mr. Kerr? Yes, I'm busy. What is it? Apologies. I have the founder on the line. Patch him through immediately. One moment. Hello, sir. It's so nice to hear from you. Skip the pleasantries. Let's report on our new lead researcher of deep engineering. Nellie Modeville seems to be integrating nicely. At this very moment, she's working to help us meet our deadline. She offered to work overtime before I even had the chance to suggest it. Excellent. And you have faith that she's capable of finishing the work left by her predecessor? Her work must be complete before the festival. I'll make sure she stays day and night until it's accomplished. Good. You know how I feel about loose ends? Yes, sir. Once she has finished the work, we need to make a determination regarding her long-term prospects in the company. Immediately, sir? I usually have more time to fully bring people into the fold. We are in the end game, Bill. After your failures with Dr. Prescott, I can't afford to take any risks. Of course, sir. No loose ends, sir. When she finishes the work, she will either leave the office completely committed to perennial harvest, or she won't leave at all. Perfect. Sir, if I might suggest, maybe we should delay just for a bit. Oh? It's just, we seem to be rushing to hit this festival deadline. And rushing into things has caused some issues in the past. I see. Please understand that I just want what's best for you. I'm eternally grateful for all that you've done for me. Bill, I'll make this very clear for you. I brought you in to make things run smoothly, not to have opinions. Of course, sir. Chin up, Bill. You are only a few days away from having everything you ever dreamed of. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Whoa. Yeah. Just so we're clear, when they say loose ends, they were talking about murder, right? Like actually killing someone? Capital murder?
Luca gave Rollo a quick elbow to the ribs.
Who is this founder? I was hoping you guys would know. Nah, as far as we know, Kerr is the top banana in perennial harvest. He sounded scared of this founder guy. Do we have an even topper banana on the field? The hell is my mom caught up in? Has she talked about the job much? Not really. She said she was going to come in and continue the work of someone she respected. Luca, do you think that body at the warehouse was a person Beck's mom came to replace? That would make sense. Beck, it seems like Nellie's predecessor got loose-ended. I'm getting that impression. Okay. So we need to get your mom out of there before the festival happens. That's 2 days away. Won't she just come home after work? The creep on the radio said they were going to hold her until then. So if she's not coming out, we gotta go in and
Beck
get her.
flicked a large sheet of paper out of her pocket and slammed it on the floor.
Maybe this will help. You have blueprints? Well, it's really just a welcome map for my mom's PH orientation day. But it shows the layout. Sure likes blueprints to me. Look, here's the reception area. There's a big room marked Founder's Office. Even has the exits marked. Guys. We have a deadline. We have an objective. We have blueprints. You realize what this is, right?
Rollo started to wiggle with excitement.
I think we're heisting. This is officially a heist.
Chapter 6.
There we go.
The heist.
Oh, yeah.
They spent the night's end huddled around that small map, formulating a plan to infiltrate the headquarters of Perennial Harvest. It would be no small feat, a modern facility equipped with all manner of technology, not to mention the swarm of clipboards that would most certainly be scattered throughout. By the time the sun began to peek through the car window used as a makeshift balcony door, all were in agreement. This could just work. The final day before the festival would be used to prepare. They'd need to pool every resource at their disposal, pull every favor with a thread. Even enlist some unsavory characters around town with important tasks only they were suited for. Luckily, there was enough ill will and mistrust toward Perennial Harvest that alliances could be found at a bargain. Luca, Beck, and Rollo rubbed their eyes as they exited the treehouse. They hadn't slept at all that night. There was no time. The festival was to begin in 1 day, and they each had their assignments.
All right, quick recap. Rollo, you're going to talk to Roxy. Cordially. Without her and Fitz, this whole thing could go bust. Me, Cordial is my middle name. Uh-huh. How do you plan to explain your
He
new
waved vaguely at Rollo's sizable figure.
circumstance? She'll be so happy I'm alive, she won't even notice.
Jack snorted an involuntary giggle.
And Beck, you're just sure Alona won't just shoot this whole thing down when she hears it? She'll listen. When she understands the danger Nellie is in, the danger we're all in, the plan will make sense. Okay. Leaves me with Jeff, then Iggy. Are you gonna persuade them? I'll think of something.
They each looked at each other with sleepy confidence and nodded.
Well, Godspeed. Alright. We'll find Jeff. Where is this guy? Not there. You ever wondered why an agricultural company employs an army of survey takers? The clipboards? They say they're just trying to make us happy. Do they want to make us happy? Or just figure out what makes us happy? An important distinction. Is Jeff over here? Yep. Hey, Jeff. What can I do for you? Well, I know how much you hate perennial harvest. Hate's a strong word. Oh, sorry, I didn't say it was a wrong word. Gotcha. So, we're going to break into their headquarters, and I thought you might be able to help.
Jeff wheezed out a long snicker.
You see, I knew you kids were all right. Great, so you'll help?
Joy in Jeff's face drained instantly.
Not a chance. But give me one good reason I should risk my hide aiding and abetting you
Looking
rascals.
into the sullen eyes of his would-be accomplice, Luca blurted out the first word that came to mind.
Oh. Choose 5 different ones here? Well, I know he's obsessed with trash and junk. So maybe that would be the right choice. You want some junk. Junk. Yeah, what up? Sonny, I've got more junk than a king has copper. Ain't interested. Alright. Well, obviously wasn't the right choice.
Luca wasn't ready to give up, so he shouted out again.
Not junk. What else could we go? Shit? Yeah, it's all shit. I still ain't helping. Ain't that some shit?
Jeff's brow perked up.
What'd you say? Go ahead and hide then.
Sensing some traction, Luca carried on with vigor.
Let a bunch of kids do what needs to be done. We're not
Jeff's
afraid.
scowl faded with a sigh.
Say what you will about old Jeff, and they all do. But you'll never hear him say, I hide from
One
nothing.
good stomp of the foot was all Jeff needed to drive his point home.
What was it you kids needed? Some sort of disguise. Got just the same. While we're at it, that crate should come in handy. It ain't gonna be free, you know. I'm thinking 5 bags of sour gobs should cover it. Put it on my tab.
Luca offered out his open hand to seal the deal. With a firm and dusty grip, Jeff reciprocated.
Done. Swing by first thing in the morning. All right, we got Jeff. We have to find Iggy. There's Iggy and Tish. Hey Tish, look who it is. Luca, are you here to try to tickle us to death again? Look, just hear me out.
Iggy raised an eyebrow suspiciously.
We're listening. Iggy, I know we've both been giant bags of malice to each other. Malice? Wow, Tish, smart guy here. With these smart guy words, thinks he's impressing us. Scram, we ain't interested.
Luca knew they'd need Iggy. He tried again.
Shit to
Iggy
each other.
gave a reluctant shrug.
You're not wrong. But lately, life's been kinda crooked, you know? Crooked. Yeah, well, life's always crooked. Get over it. We ain't interested. Okay. Shit.
Iggy gave a reluctant.
Strange.
Iggy considered the point.
Things have been weird around here. So I'm offering a truce and asking for your help. What do you say we break our hostilities, at least for now? We do like breaking things, even if a truce means less breaking things. But if I told you there was a way to have a truce and break stuff, go on. I need you to cause a distraction so I can sneak into PH HQ.
A wild-eyed grin spread across Iggy's face.
My, Luca Van Horn. I'm impressed. And after this is all done, maybe you and Tish can come hang out at the treehouse
Iggy
sometime.
glanced over to Tish, who nodded in agreement.
Fine. But not because we want to see your crappy treehouse. We just like to cause
With
chaos.
a quick nod, Luca was off.
Alright. Did you hear that, Tish?
Iggy gazed up at Tish with a smile.
He invited us to hang out at the treehouse.
A single tear ran down Tish's cheek.
Aw. I just want to be friends. I never expected this day to come. How wonderful.
Chapter 7. Into the hive. A good heist requires preparation. And thorough preparation takes time, something they had precious little of. So far, everything was in order. Jeff, Iggy, and Tish all agreed to do their part. Beck radioed Luca that night with a simple and covert message. We are locked and loaded on my end. And Rollo, after a lengthy confession, managed to persuade Roxy and Fitz to help. He stowed away in mission control for the night to avoid attracting attention. Rollo, being uniquely suited for the role, would be the first to breach perennial harvest. The outfit provided by Jeff wasn't perfect, but a convincing disguise is 10% wardrobe, 90% confidence. Rollo took a few vigorous breaths and shook out his arms.
Just stay calm, Rollo. You can do this. Got your delivery here. Delivery? I don't have anything in my notes about a delivery. One moment. I'm so sorry, but there's no delivery scheduled for this morning. Right.
He had to think quick.
That's because this goes directly to the founder. He asked that it be kept
Rollo
secret.
sighed, adjusting his tool belt.
You know how the founder could be. I suppose we can leave this one off the records. Our harvest awaits and such.
With a stroke of his mustache, Rollo proceeded into the perennial harvest headquarters.
Our harvest awaits. We're in. Package here for the founder. Oh, I didn't hear anything about... Yeah, this is a need-to-know kind of thing. I'll just check.
He stammered and flipped through the pages of his clipboard.
This goes directly to the founder. I won't have time to fill you in. Oh, I see. If you could just complete this form.
Rollo interrupted with urgency in his voice.
Every time with the forms. Look, if you want to explain to the founder why I'm late, well, it's your funeral. I'm sorry. What did you say your name was again?
Rollo panicked.
Our harvest awaits. Sir? That's a restricted area. Excuse me, sir? Our harvest awaits. Ready to light this candle, Tish? Yep. Suck on this, perennial ham fist. What was
The
that?
distraction was enough for Rollo to regain his confidence.
Let's open the damn door. I got a job to do.
The clipboard fumbled around in a frenzy.
I should check on that noise. Oh, come on. Just buzz me in already. Okay, okay. Haha. Phew. That was close. Our harvest awaits. Hey, I figured when in doubt, stick with the classics. Well, that was a close one, but you pulled it off. Nice work, Rella. All right, everyone knows what to do? Yep, deep engineering is to the north. I'll go with Beck. In case she needs some muzzle. I'll head east to the founder's office. You two be safe. Deep engineering wing. Beck and Rollo have that covered. Okay. Ooh. That's odd. There's not even any cups for the water. I bet it's a secret. This whole place just feels fake. But of all things, a fake plant? Solomon?
Solomon stopped in his tracks.
Luca? What are you doing here? It's a long story. Are you okay?
A veneer of confusion flashed across Solomon's face. His words rushed out dramatically.
No, I'm certainly not okay. Some strange people grabbed me and... Were they in hazmat suits? Yes, how did you know? They brought me here and locked me up, and when they were distracted, I ran. Dang, okay, you should stick with me. We've got a plan.
Solomon's facade briefly faltered.
We? Yeah, Rollo and Beck are headed to deep engineering. Thank heavens you found me. We've got to get out of here. We can't just leave yet. But they'll catch us again. I've got to do something first. When you were running, did you happen to see a door marked Founder? Founder? Why are you looking for him? I'm not. I just need to get into that office. Now that you mention it, I do think I saw a door that said Founder. It was just down this way.
Luca happened to notice a plaque above the door.
Office of the Founder. Knocking comes with consequence. Oh, here it is. So it is. It's pretty lucky that I ran into you, or else I might have missed it. Truly fortunate.
Luca tried the handle.
Locked.
Solomon leaned forward to examine the mechanism.
Regrettably. Seems to be some sort of electric lock. I don't see how we could possibly defeat a lock like
Luca
that.
smiled and looked at his watch.
Let's just wait a minute. I'm gonna cut the power. I don't know what sort of funny business you're up to, but I like it.
She mined a quick hat tip and ambled off with a whistle.
Howdy. Good afternoon.
The light on the keypad changed from red to green.
How did you do that? It's good to have friends. Quick, let's get inside before someone spots us.
Luca switched on his walkie-talkie.
Rolo, I'm in. As expected, there's a control panel. Great timing. We're stuck at a locked door marked 24601. Need you to get us through. But if someone catches us, we should get out of here. I'm not leaving my friends, Solomon.
On the computer screen, a green cursor blinked in a password field.
Surely you don't have a way to get around the password.
Luca pecked out his best guess. Underground secrets. The screen blinked to life. Columns of green numbers glowed on a black background.
How did you just guess that? Oh, it's this absurd password Rolo heard when he was down here before. It's funny how someone arrogant enough to call themselves the Founder uses just such a basic password. Or they were thinking several moves ahead, not expecting anyone to guess something so simple. These villain types always end up outsmarting themselves.
Solomon's jaw clenched into a half smile.
Your powers of deduction are as impressive as your
Luca
luck.
quickly scanned the columns for number 24601.
24601. Is that what I think it is? It is. Oh my gosh. So 24601 is a reference to Les Miserables. For Jean Valjean. Oh my gosh. Rolo, I think this should do it. Bingo, bango. Doors open, Luca. You never fail to impress. What is that slippery lout even doing down here? We have a friend whose mom is in trouble. We're here to get her out. I see. Okay, Luca. I think we're close. The next door is marked 13806. I just did a quick Google search. That doesn't seem to bring up anything.
Once again, Luca scrutinized the numbers on the screen. In that moment of distraction, Solomon reached forward and pressed a large red button.
Maybe this one opens the lock. Crap, we've got company. Luca, must go faster. 1 sec. I can't think with all this
He quickly
noise.
skimmed the screen with his finger.
Here it is, 13806. Go, go, go. Curse these fumbling hands. My apologies, Luca. Don't beat yourself up. I know you're just trying to help. Oh man, no water cups. Rolo. Rolo, are you okay? Rolo, come in.
Mr. Kerr approached with a sneer and spoke into his walkie-talkie.
You can turn off the alarms. They're
With
trapped.
self-satisfaction, he called into the hallway.
That, my dears, is a dead end. Nowhere to run. Rolo, where are you? Are you okay? Yeah, I think we lost him. Making our way back to Nellie's office. Okay, you two rabble-rousers are coming with us. Nope. Make a break for it. Did that little shit just kick me? Or just stand there after them? Okay, I think that worked. Roxy and Fitz have them on a wild goose chase. I'm having trouble following what just happened. Like I said, it's good to have friends. Rolo, how long do you think Roxy can distract them? How long can Roxy keep someone so pissed off they can't see straight? Let's just say we've got time. Entering Nellie's office now. Mom. Oh, honey, what did you do to your hair? I thought you'd be happy. I finally used a young chemist's lab kit. You sure have a knack for making me incredibly proud in the most frustrating ways. We need to get you out of here. We? Who's your adult friend? Oh, I'm not an adult. Ever heard of a growth spurt? I'm more of a growth spew. No, that's not
Nellie
possible.
leaned over to examine his teeth.
Substantial banding on the enamel of the molars, consistent with Tempest liquamine exposure. That what you call the gunk they forced me to drink? You drank it? Oh no. They told me it was only being tested on plants. Oh, Beck, sweetie, I promise I didn't know. Mom, what the hell is going on in this place? I was brought here to work on the discovery of a lifetime. A novel chemical compound was discovered under Beacon Pines and a wellspring they called the Source. They named it Tempest Liquamine. It pulls energy from its surroundings in order to fundamentally alter matter's relationship to time. It was the secret to Valentine's fertilizer. They harvested the source, infusing small amounts of Tempest Liquamine into the product. It worked wonders, drastically accelerating plant growth. Crops would be ready to harvest in a fraction of time. But it led to complications. The foul harvest. Perennial harvest came in to clean up the mess, to succeed where Valentine failed. But Tempest Liquamine is rebellious. Rebellious? You can think of it as a manifestation of change itself. It is volatile by its very nature. So the more you try to force it to do a specific thing, the more it resists. Yes, I can relate to that. My role was to finish the work of my predecessor, Dr. Prescott, harnessing Tempest Liquamine to reliably manipulate an organism's age. Just imagine how many people we could feed. Mr. Kerr was very insistent that we achieve a successful result before today's festival. But you didn't, right?
Nellie sighed.
You know how much I love a good puzzle. I poured myself into the problem. It wasn't long until I discovered oddities in Dr. Prescott's notes. Oddities? They contained obvious errors, mistakes that someone of his reputation would never make. So, I fixed them, and now I get to replace my entire wardrobe. I really am truly sorry. those clothes were all hand-me-downs anyway. Sounds like Dr. Prescott figured it out, got cold feet, and intentionally sabotaged his own work. I had considered that possibility. I've sent a letter asking him to clarify his thinking. Mom, Dr. Prescott is dead. Kerr had him killed. What? I overheard them talking about it on the radio. That's why we gotta get you out of here. I just... like, now. Wait, the vial. I finally solved the chemical equation, allowing direct control of aging. Mr. Kerr picked it up just before you came. All the more reason we gotta hightail it. Luca, you got Dr. Moda. Heading your way now. Roger that. Be careful. Everything's on track. And what is your plan for escape? We'll go over everything when we get there. In the meantime, maybe we can dig up some more info. Malice 80 proof whiskey. Hard drink for a hard man. Wow, even his alcohol is arrogant.
Solomon muttered inaudibly.
I should just mother you right now. What's that? I said I shouldn't bother you right now. Don't be silly. You're no bother at all. You can see the picture on the wall. Has him in the middle, Eris on the right, and then Augustus on the left. And he has darts in Augustus's head. See what else this bad boy has on it. Security system, time card logs, payroll. You know, for being so evil, this guy sure is
Solomon
boring.
once again muttered under his breath.
Just you wait. Huh? Oh, nothing.
Luca tugged on each of the cabinets.
Dang, this must be the good stuff. They're all locked. Perhaps he's not as careless as you suspect. Looks like the founder was helping Kerr plan the festival. Why such a secretive leader be obsessed with a party? Only time will tell.
Luca held his hand up to the ashtray.
Still warm. Must have been in here recently. Double check the room, make sure there's nothing else in here. Doesn't look like it. I'm really sorry you got dragged into this mess, Solomon. You needn't worry about me. Well, I feel bad either way. We're gonna get you out of this, I
With a
promise.
subtle, quivering lip, a smile crawled across Solomon's face. They heard the trampling of frantic footsteps from the hallway.
Lock it, lock it, lock it. Locked. That was close. When we left Nellie's office, it was swarming with clipboards. We barely got away. Did they follow you? Rolo. Before we start tossing blame around, is it possible someone ordered a pizza? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Definitely not pizza. What now? Don't look at me. I'm officially retiring from the heisting business. We're so sorry for the inconvenience. We just have a few quick questions. Just let me think. Can someone watch the door? Of course. Everyone else, huddle up. Oops! I think this little caper has gone on long enough. Solomon, no. Hush now, child. The adults are speaking. Dr. Mobile, a brief reintroduction is in order. We've never met in person, but we have corresponded. You see, it was I who hired you. Solomon, the pathetic orphan child. The powerful and enigmatic founder. Sharper, the fallen progenitor who created this town. Perennial Harvest, Valentine Fertilizer, all connected by a single thread. Yours truly.
Her
But that's...
eyes searched the floor in thought. Solomon watched eagerly, waiting for the flicker of epiphany. With a sickened look, she peered into his soul.
Ha! Yes, now you got it. Tempest of mine, you discovered how to reverse the process.
Solomon clapped with genuine delight.
Very good, Dr. Moville. Very good. Though, the discovery wasn't intentional.
Solomon glanced down, examining his youthful form.
And the effects went a little too far for my taste. That's why you needed me to finish Dr. Prescott's work. Which you did admirably. Mr. Kerr, the vial, please.
Kerr presented it with a theatrical twirl of the hand.
May I present to you the eighth wonder of the...
Before he could finish, Rollo snatched the vial from Kerr's palm.
Wow, this stuff sounds pretty valuable. Be careful, you fool. You have no idea what you have in your hands. Actually, we do. You just did the whole evil villain monologue thingy about it.
Casually tossed the vial to Luca.
Gosh, maybe I'll have a
Luca
taste.
tickled the vial mockingly.
Seize him. Luca, over here. Move another inch, and I smash
She
it.
held it tightly behind her back. Solomon sighed, speaking in crisp, measured syllables.
You have no plan. I'll smash it, I swear. Fine, risk killing us all. Or, if you're lucky, nothing happens. Then what? We capture you and grant you much
He
less
pursed his
leniency.
lips with feigned sincerity.
But I give you my word. If you hand it over now, none of you will be harmed.
Deep uncertainty washed over Beck.
You're a smart girl, Beck. No shame in being outwitted by someone smarter than you. We both know there is only one way this ends.
She looked to Nellie shakily. With a dispirited nod, Nellie sighed in defeat. Beck slowly approached Solomon.
That's a good girl. Beck, don't do it. You can't trust that jerk. I'm sorry. He's right.
With apprehension, Beck conceded. Solomon pocketed the vial and brushed off his shoulder with a sharp flick.
Mr. Kerr, you have allowed yourself to be humiliated by a group of children. Report to my office tomorrow for a performance
The
review.
blood drained from Kerr's face.
Of course, sir. But first, you have a speech to make. Trot out there and give me the introduction I deserve. And don't forget to smile. Yes, sir. To think all of this is thanks to the efforts of Mr. Van Horn. I don't understand. How is this all because of me? I said Mr. Van Horn, silly child. Dr. Walt Van Horn. Your father was always a thorn in my side. Offered him an opportunity to be part of something great. But the fool was blinded by righteousness. Even broke into my laboratory in an attempt to sabotage my work.
Solomon shook his head with gratification.
But the universe has a funny way of correcting course. By meddling with a force he didn't understand, Walt showed me its true potential. As fate would have it, Luca, your father's dying act was to grant me eternal
A
life.
muffled applause resonated faintly through the walls.
Well, that's my cue. After the festivities and my subsequent ascension, I will return to deal with you all. Until then, I suggest you use this time to reflect on the magnitude of your failure. You three keep post outside the door. Well, crap. I can't believe Beck sold us out like that. not sure she had any other choice. So what now? What's the plan? I don't have one. Of course you do. You always have a plan. Rollo, you just need some time. Rollo, it's over. We lost.
Nellie was staring at the floor, deep in thought.
Sorry, Luca. Give me a minute to calm my mind. Hey, I'm sorry, Luca. I did what I had to do. I know, it's just, we were so close. I've got a feeling that eventually Solomon will get what's coming to him. Time wounds all heals. Well, time seems like less of an issue for him now. Luca, there's something you should know. After Mr. Kerr locked me in that office, I had nothing but time and curiosity. I poked around a bit, hoping to find the means of escape, but I found something else. A note, hidden in a false drawer. What sort of note? Dr. Prescott must have sensed his time at Perennial Harvest was growing short. So he left behind a letter, with the hope it would be found by his successor. It was a confession of sorts. He left it for me, but its contents... Luca, I think they were meant for you. Why? What did it say? It was about an incident with your mother. Dr. Prescott found her in his lab with a stolen keycard. There was an accident. She had been exposed to extreme amounts of Tempest liquamen.
The color dropped from Luca's face.
She survived. Dr. Prescott decided to help her recover. He no longer trusted Perennial Harvest, so he kept her whereabouts a secret. Over time, your mother led him to reconsider the purpose of scientific discovery. Science is often at the vanguard of change, but that doesn't mean it's always right. He realized that no one should have control over something as powerful as time itself. I now believe that's why he began to intentionally sabotage his own work, and it cost him his life. That's a reasonable conclusion.
Luca was overwhelmed with emotion.
But if she's alive, where has she been? Where is she now?
A sudden explosion sounded from the hull. Chapter 8. Comeuppance. Ears still ringing, Gran picked herself up off the ground. Through the dust and smoke, she looked over to see Mrs. Fratelli helping Hiram Tolliver to his feet. She'd had to beg, borrow, and steal to acquire those explosives. How many nights had she spent visualizing how she'd use them to make things right? And now, her one shot at destroying the source, that damned hole that swallowed so much of her life, was gone. Traded for this jagged hole in a wall and a foolhardy shot at rescuing Rollo. With Fratelli and Tolliver at her side, she stepped through. It was a strange feeling. The last time she'd stalked this maze of hallways, it was in a different body. They quickly rounded a corner to find a group of clipboards guarding a door. Something worth guarding is probably something worth seeing. She leapt forward, brandishing her cane. If her last chance at vengeance for things lost was truly gone, she would just have to fight to keep what she still had.
Gran, what the hell are you doing here? Luca, what are you doing here? We're here to save Nellie. We're here to save Rollo. Hey, Mrs. Luca's Gran. That's awful nice of you, but I'm fine. Oh no, what did they... Gran, there's no time to explain. We have to go now. Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash.
They made their way out from deep within Perennial Harvest, just as Solomon finished up his speech.
Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket.
We've got to stop him.
In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
No. Well, I guess that's it. We lost. I wouldn't be so sure about that.
With a mischievous look, Beck elbowed Luca. Remember when I had the vial behind my back?
Might have tweaked the wonder potion with a little... Oh, here we go. Junk, change, malice.
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little malice.
Malice? The whiskey from his office? Yep. Dude had an unfinished glass on his desk. Figured his grow juice could use a little hair of the dog. You can call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
Oh my god. He just blew up into confetti. Now that's what I call 80 poof whiskey. Rollo. Damn, dude. He just blew
crowd
up.
Gazed in stunned silence at the now empty stage. The quiet was broken when William Kerr sprinted off stage and into the distance. He was never seen around Beacon Pines, or anywhere else for that matter, again. Watching the silhouette of Kerr disappear over the horizon, Luca began to laugh. First, a low chuckle that became uncontrolled, heaving laughter. Through his tears, he was vaguely aware that the crowd had begun to laugh with him. The end.
That's a fun ending.
That was unexpected. Perhaps a bit of an absurd ending for my taste, but who am I to say? I'm only writing the damn thing.
I don't think there's anything else on these branches. Alright, so we can try the other ones.
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little change.
Like, pocket change? Your unlucky penny. Yep, I plopped it in the vial when no one was looking. What's it going to do? No idea. That's the beauty of science. Now, we observe.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a...
See what happens now. And... Holy crap! He's a baby! Yeah, but he's still sharper, right? What he was no longer matters. This is an innocent child. I apologize for all the harm my father has caused you.
Eris awkwardly cradled the squirming child. She looked to her brother, her voice shaking with uncertainty.
Augustus, what do we do what Valentines always do. What must be done. I'll hurry home and prepare a crib for father or young Sharper. That would be great help. Thank you.
She looked back down at the infant with equal parts kindness and terror in her eyes. With a shake of her head, Eris addressed the crowd with a stern scowl.
Okay, everyone. The show is over. You may leave now.
Epilogue. Beacon Pines' coldest summer on record came and went without much fanfare. Folks shared what they had and none were left wanting. The new school year was ushered in by the falling leaves of autumn. After everything Luca, Rollo, and Beck had been through, middle school was bearable. The chill of winter didn't seem to bother people much. they kindled a hope for a better future in their hearts. When spring arrived, farmers planted their crops with a sense of joy and optimism. And as the dawn of the first day of summer came again, its light slowly spread through the shallow valley. It crept over the town square, across the river, past the neglected welcome sign, and came to rest on a young boy sleeping at dawn, his mind at peace, knowing he is here for a reason.
All right. So I think this is like the official ending here. Rolo, are you up yet? Roger that. It's a beautiful day at Mission Control. You going to swing by? Be there in a minute.
Over time, Eleanor began moving Walt's old things out of the closet and into storage. Eleanor had moved back into her bedroom, and now that she wasn't sneaking out late, she even slept there most nights.
Mom, I'm ready to go now. You go on without me. I'll meet you there. I've got a batch of jam to finish jarring. It's funny. I only started making jam as a way to send messages without anyone noticing. But now, I enjoy it. Doesn't look like there's anything out here. Go ahead, Mission Control. Actually, I want to run up here. Oh, the gravestone's gone. Since we found out that the other town's the real town with the actual grave, they removed the fake one. I hear you and Rolo have big plans for that little treehouse. Yeah, it started getting crowded after we revoked the max capacity 1 Rolo, 1 Luca rule. So we decided to expand. But at least we've got some help with that. How's the internship at Nellie and Ilona's shop going? It's been great. I'm hoping it helps me get into the School of Agriculture up at State. Also, Nellie said she'd write a letter of recommendation, which would be huge. I just can't help but worry about leaving Rolo. He's grown up so fast, but he's still my little brother. Yeah, he had a heck of a growth spurt. I don't mean grown, literally. This morning he was up and finished his chores before I even had breakfast. Well, some of that might be his excitement about the treehouse renovations. Don't tell him this, because it'll go to his head. But I'm really proud of that little punk. I'm sure he feels the same way. But he's just too dang proud to tell you. I know. Hey Gus, how's the tree planting going? Couldn't be better. I'm so grateful that Ilona and Nellie are letting me help. I just wasn't built to be a mayor. Too much bureaucracy. Gus, we finished cleaning up the sidewalks. What's
When
next?
perennial harvest collapsed, most of the clipboards skipped town. But some stuck around and dedicated themselves to making things right.
Anyone with a knack for art can help paint the new offices. You can count on us. Well, it looks like you really found your calling. I never really felt comfortable telling people what to do. Now this right here. This is something I can be proud of. How's the napping going this morning? Most underrated part of a good nap is the view. The view's getting greener every day. Nice. I see you decided on the name. Yep, we had to clear out all the old stuff before putting on the final touch. Slow and Dirty Harvest is now official. I like it. It was actually Nellie's idea. There's still a lot of work to do, and the name serves as a reminder. Just because progress is important doesn't mean that change should happen fast. In fact, I've learned that the more you care about something, the more important it is to take things slow. Our motto is, go slow and fix things. Amen to that. No, I'm supposed to go to mission control, but I want... Okay. But it actually does want me to go there now. Luca, get this. I managed to reel in an actual fish this morning. Seriously? Yeah, an honest to goodness, flip-flopping, swim-swamming fish. I don't think I've ever caught an actual fish here. Been at least 7 years since I've caught one. I'd say it's a good omen. What'd you do with the fish? Oh, I released it back into the pond. Hoping to catch it again tomorrow. Is there any more bait?
Luca gently good for skim.
Nope. Whoa. Little higher. Yep. Little lower. Little higher. I'm telling you, the angle isn't the issue. We need more power to the radio. Luca, there you are. Would you tell him it's not the angle? Hey, I'm not in charge of antenna redesign. Fine, fine. Iggy, just don't do anything drastic until we get back. Who, me? Tish, you're in charge while I'm gone. Yep. I'll be fine, right? It'll be fine. If we really want mission control to turn into something bigger and better, we have to loosen our grip a little bit. You're right. Lead the way. Alright. Young Mr. Van Horn. How's little Sharper doing? Young Sharper seems to enjoy nature more than I. So we do a lot of strolling these days. Has he, attempted to crawl out of his crib and plot world domination? Yeah. Thankfully, no. I spoke at length with Dr. Modeville, and she feels that Sharper's infant mind was not developed enough to retain his previous memories. For all intents and purposes, the child is unmolded clay. Let's hope he's a little nicer the second time around. That is the objective, yes. But really, all I can do is try and hope. Two activities I am endeavoring to find less distasteful. I think you're doing a great job, and the whole town is ready to help out however we can. Can't wait to teach him how to throw a baseball.
Eris did her best to ignore the tears welling in her eyes.
That would be acceptable. What's today's news that needs knowing? I'll give you tomorrow's headline today. Our old friend Patrick C. Montague, aka William Kerr, just performed a stirring rendition of The Ice Cream Cometh at the State Correctional Facility. I hear there wasn't a dry eye in the house. Well, I guess he has plenty of time to work on his craft. Luca, do you want to discuss on the house? I don't really have time. Serio, you gotta come and see this. I finally did it. I pulled the perfect espresso. Oh, Lumi. If I didn't know better, I would think you're proud of something. As if. It's too late. You are now officially a person that cares. Wow, back for seconds? But it's not too much trouble. For the longest time, I didn't understand the appeal of ice cream. It serves no purpose, other than to be briefly enjoyed, and then it's gone. But it's pretty tasty while it lasts. I'm inclined to agree. Hey Luca, can you tell Roxy I'll be free in an hour? Sure thing. My dad's making me stock shelves for the summer. He said it builds character. I think he meant it to say it builds calluses. Builds character. Yeah, it builds something, alright. Luca, can I interest you in a delicious
He
apple?
playfully waggled an apple.
No thanks. I'm just saying hello. Well, hello then. Mind telling your mom we need a new crate of jam? Already? It's funny. I used to hide this stuff in the back, terrified that someone would find out our secret messages. Now everyone wants to get their hands on Eleanor Van Horn's famous spy jam. Glad you swung by. More follow-up questions for your story? Nope, I got everything I need. Thanks again for that. I sent a draft to the story to the reporter at Capital City. They offered me an internship. Of course they did. You're an amazing reporter. I don't know about all that. The story about a phony corporation that picked up an entire town of people and moved them to cover up a massive illegal mine shaft full of incredibly hazardous chemicals sort of writes itself if you think about it. Just don't forget us when you become fancy big city reporter. Capital of City isn't that far away. We're gonna have to come back from time to time, check in, and see what sort of new trouble you've gotten yourself into. Sorry to disappoint, but my adventuring days are over. We both know that's not true. What makes you say that? Call a reporter's intuition.
Mrs. Fratelli glowed with a carefree smile.
That your suitcase? That is 2 weeks of unencumbered tranquility. 2 weeks of sand, margaritas, and forgotten obligations.
Mrs. Fratelli sighed with a zen-like calm.
Just as soon as the lunch rush ends, I'll be a feather on the wind. You're going on vacation? For the first time in years. I've got you and your mom to thank. Why's that? She didn't tell you yet? You two are gonna fill in for me at the diner while I'm gone. Just like old times.
Luca squinted at the faded photo of him and his mom. Memories of that day came flooding back.
Oh, we can still do this. Allergies have been killing me. I haven't been able to spell a thing all day. Almost sold Miss Hatch a gallon of spoiled milk this morning. Got anything to help clear out these darn sinuses? Or takes, I just want to be able to smell again. I'm guessing pungent. Pungent with pungent. Spicer. fish with the pungent with peppers. Cod for the common cold. Oh my, that's spicy and stinky. Sorry, I'll try again. No, don't you see what this means? I can smell again. Looks like your father isn't the only doctor in the family. Hey, Miss Hatch, what can I get for you? Oh, I'm not terribly hungry. Something snack size if you could. Snack size. Adorable. Novella. Lovely. A coupon here for 1 free burger. What'll it be? Well, I have a lot of mouths to feed. So give me the biggest burger you have. They must eat a lot, huh? You have no idea. Oh, and throw some lettuce on top. We need this with lettuce. The too much is never enough. This should keep them at bay. Thank you. Luca, Uncle Nuncreed. How come you haven't been around the house lately? Well, your dad and I, a little disagreement. How's he doing? Has he mentioned me? Not really. He's been busy. Sometimes he doesn't come home from work. Is that so? Tell him I'm thinking of him. You seem sad. Nonsense. What can I get you for lunch? Fact of the matter is I don't have much of an appetite right now, but Uncle Nuncreed, you gotta eat. I'll make you something special that'll cheer you up. Something special. I'm not sure. Let's see what he says. Maybe dessert? With candy with bacon? Jeez, I don't know. Not giving any hints. Not hungry, so maybe small burger. Yes. Whatever that is. Oh, this is getting annoying now. Sticking with the small burger thing, I'm just going to try different toppings. Small burger with the smiley face, yep. Cheers looking at you, kid. One burger with a side of good vibes.
Mr. Nuncreed reached down and patted Luca's shoulder with an enormous hand.
Run along. I'll do the best to clean my plate. Alright, let's talk to these ones. This just in. Last chance diner overrun by gremlins. I'm not a
Mr.
gremlin.
Wilder adjusted his monocle jokingly.
I stand corrected. In that case, Would you believe I have a craving for a burger? Come to the right place. Indeed, I'll have a nice juicy burger topped with onion. Well, at least that one's more straightforward. So we need regular burger with onion. The Wilder. No, I love a good byline. Many thanks. Listen well, child. I'm going to say this once. I require a well-done burger. When I say well done, I mean it. Charred beyond recognition. I want it bitter and black. And top it with the most expensive thing you have. So that would be this thing. Expensive thing we have. Lavish. Hey, present. The row, you're burnt. I can hardly believe it. You've done well. Mrs. Fratelli had caviar stashed back there. The woman is full of surprises. Very good. This will suffice. Alrighty, looks like we've got everything we need. Let's get to feeding these folks. Oh, I already fed everyone. You made all the food yourself? What on earth did you put on the burgers? I just used what was laying around. Oh dear, that can't be good. Thanks again. Best burger, surprisingly competent. Everyone seems happy. You really are a remarkable boy, aren't you? Okay. Guess I'm done here. Oh. I got nothing out of doing all that? What the hell? Alright.
Over the school year, Kato and Bert had become close friends.
But did you know that when they covered up the source, they found a new species of fungus? Yep, and they are studying it in the new labs. Did you know that Beacon Pines is now the smallest town in the county? Yep, close to the population before perennial harvest moved in.
It typically went on like this for quite some time.
Can't believe it's over. Yeah, the town's really starting to turn a new leaf. The town? I was talking about Hank Atomic. I just finished the last issue. How was it? It's great as always. Hank finally returned to Earth. I just feel weird now. Weird can be cool. It just means you're ready to something new. Any suggestions? You could ask Miss Hatch about what she's always reading. She seems to really enjoy it. Huh, maybe I'll do that.
Luca peeked over Piper's shoulder. Laid stealthily inside a large volume of mathematics was the first issue of Hank Atomic.
Piper, are you reading Hank Atomic? Do you mind not telling anyone? I've kind of got a reputation to uphold. Oh, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Just about every kid in town reads Hank Atomic. Honestly, I'm excited for you. But I'd give to start over fresh, to experience it again for the first time. I guess that's the downside of finishing something nice. At least now, I can enjoy it again through you. Promise to tell me about it as you go? Sure thing. Hey, Mr. Duncreed, I'm going to go see my dad in a bit. Do you want to come with? Even after everything I did, you still...
Mr. Duncreed shook his head.
You really are your father's son, aren't you? I don't think I'm ready for that yet. Well, you're always invited. I bet he'd love to hear from you. I'll visit Walt in my own time. We run along now. Oh my god, look at those kids. Holy crap.
With perennial harvest gone, the transportation tubes were left unused.
Come one, come all. No one's too big, no one's too small. Jeff's wild ride.
Maybe not completely unused.
Just one piece of candy for the ride of your life. Who's next? Guess what? Yesterday I saw a Dynastus Tichus. That's good. It's great. I haven't spotted one of those in years. At this rate, Beacon Pines is going to become the bug capital of the county. It's all cleaned up over here now. Toxic waste is gone. There's Beck. I have news I think you'll enjoy. This morning, I unpacked my last box. You're officially moved in. It's just a box. Let's not blow this out of proportion. It sounds an awful lot like putting down roots. I guess I decided this place was root worthy. You're going to be stuck with me for the foreseeable future. I do have to warn you, most years aren't going to be as interesting as this one. I think I'll manage. Ready? Before we go, there's a bit of a surprise. Oh, it's a tree. My mom's prepared this tree especially for you. They didn't have to do that. It wasn't just them. Just about the whole town pitched in. We all owe you one. It should do okay in the cold of old Beacon Pines. And thrive as things warm up. That's perfect. I want to take it to Dad's grave. Since I tore up the original tree. Ah, you got it. Now that's a good looking tree. Being a special occasion and whatnot, this ride's on the house. You're gonna want to hang on tight to that little tree.
I think this is it. The end I've been waiting for. Honestly, I'd begun to lose hope of ever finding it. But then you came along. I don't know exactly how to thank you. It's hard to explain how much this means to me. It's funny, now that our time together is finally ending. I'm at a loss for words. Let's just watch the end together.
All right. A good little tree. The best little tree. Thank you, children. This means a lot. Yeah, thanks for everything. Shucks, I only did what any super awesome best buddy would have done. We should probably give you some time alone now. You good? Yeah, I am. It's been a wild year. How are you feeling? Everyone keeps asking me that. I'm fine, really. Pa always says the only thing fitter than a fiddle is a cello. I feel like a dang cello. Well, if you ever stop feeling like a cello, I'm here for you. I know. You don't have to say it. You two make an awesome pair. Excuse me? We're a trio now. Yep. Thanks. Just one thing missing now. That you're a part of our group. Missing? Let me tell you a little story about a man named Hank Atomic. Oh God. It won't be long. We'll be waiting for you back at the phone booth. I found the perfect way to start our summer. Got some good friends. So proud of you. Your father would be so proud. I know. Mom, can I ask you a question? Do you ever dream about Dad? Not a night goes by that I don't. Are you ever afraid that you're going to forget him? Forget what he looked like? Forget his voice? No, because so much of him lives on in you. He loved that old tree, but I know he would have loved this one more. Because his two favorite people planted it. I'll give you two a moment. Hey, Dad. Mr. Modeville says that over the next few years, this place should warm up. We won't have to be so cold for much longer. I think I finally understand why you left that night. There are things you believed in. Big things. Those beliefs were the things that made you, you. If you wouldn't have stood up to Sharper, stood up for what you believed in, you wouldn't have been the same person anymore. You had to go. But that didn't mean you loved us any less. I might not visit you as much as I used to. I know you understand. Wow. That was so good. I love that. Oh. That was such a good game. Harding, Brent Calhoun, Kirsten Weiss. There's the voice of the storyteller. Yeah, I loved, there was a lot of branching back and forth. I liked how you didn't just go down one branch of the tree all the way to one conclusion. You actually you went back and forth between the branches. You had to do something in one branch to proceed further into another branch. It made it so good. I really like that. Because so many of these games just have you go down that one branch and that's it. See if there's anything at the end of these credits. Do have to jump back in I want to see that last option. We have one more charm to try out on Sharper. We had him blow up into confetti. We used one that led to this ending. And then we had one charm left. I want to see what happens at that point. Yeah, the art style of this looked great. I liked the music that went along with it. I wonder, let me see here. Oh, Beacon Pines. Let's see. So I played this PC through Steam, Game Pass, but it looks like it's also available if you want to pick it up on the Nintendo Switch, if you want to go that route, or even Steam. This would be a fun game to play on Switch. Take it with you and play here and there. All right. Okay, so it's going to let me. It lets me go back in and hit anything I might have missed. Okay, let's do junk real quick. Ooh, gotta turn all the pages. I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little junk.
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little junk.
Hard to kick.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
Let's see what happens now. He turned to dust. Holy crap. Well, that's one way to kick a bad habit.
As the last of what was once Sharper Valentine wafted into the air, the crowd began to disperse, still numb from what they had just observed.
Yeah, the confetti was awesome. I loved the confetti.
Sharper Valentine was gone for good. His end would be a new beginning for Beacon Pines. A new chance to let go of the things they had lost and grab hold of a new future. The end. Well, I'd be lying if I said that wasn't a bit gratifying. If that feels to you like a good note to end on, I won't stand in your way.
All right, I think that's it. I don't see anything else. Everything's checked off. All right, we're gonna call it there for the night. This game has been an absolute blast. I am so glad that we got to play this. And final thoughts, like, art was great, music was great, story was awesome. Really came together at the end. I like I mentioned before, I liked how you bounce back and forth between the different branches, and you had to go back and forth to get these charms. I'm pretty sure this was it for the game. I'll double check on my own just to make sure there was nothing else hidden around anything. If there was, then I'll make a clip of it or something and post it somewhere. But thanks for coming out and watching these videos for this game. Like I mentioned before, I'm not sure what game I'll play next. Kind of leaning towards something not quite so story-based. Might jump in, play a little bit of Gears of War or something more action-oriented. Play those campaigns. Should be fun. But thanks for coming out. Be sure to check me out on Twitter, my YouTube channel, and see you next time. Have a good one.